was a time in my life where I honestly couldn't say that everyone I knew could see Christ in me. I know, shocker, right? I'm just a perfect person to be around. And there may still be some people out there that find it hard to believe that I'm in charge of a youth group. Now, let me clarify. Everyone I knew was well aware that I was a churchgoer, that I went to church. But where's the line between being a churchgoer and being a Christ follower? There's a big difference there. I spent several years going to church as a child and not understanding what it meant to be a Christian, which is understandable. I mean, a lot of kids don't grasp it. I prayed a prayer around the age of 12, and I thought that made me a Christian. And I got baptized shortly after that, and I thought that made me a Christian too. And then around 15 or 16 years old, I started really paying attention to what people were saying. Now, it's not like a switch flipped and suddenly I was a biblical scholar or something. But I started soaking up what people wiser than me were saying. In my early 20s, I was a church when I felt like it type of Christian. I struggled a lot with not just walking away from a relationship with God altogether. It's not like God did anything wrong to me. No church people did anything wrong to me. I was just more interested in following my own worldly desires. And then I started taking God a little more seriously. And I regret not getting closer to God at a younger age. Now that I'm older, looking back, I really wish I'd have gotten a lot closer to God when I was in school versus waiting until my 20s to really start getting serious. I probably even unintentionally turned some people away from God because I was too busy serving at the altar of reinforming. Now, I've never been seriously persecuted for my faith. Sure, some keyboard warriors have said some stuff online or whatever, and I've defended my faith, stuff like that, but nothing serious. And God's always been good. And I didn't have any trouble believing in God, but for some selfish reason, I thought I'd be better off serving myself rather than serving God. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 17 and 18, Paul, in one of his letters to the early church at Corinth, was reminding his fellow believers what they were supposed to be doing, because they were slipping up a little bit and not living their lives much different than the people that they were supposed to be witnessing to. Paul says, when anyone lives in Christ, the new creation has come. The old is gone, the new is here. All this is from God. He brought us back to himself through Christ's death on the cross, and he has given us the task of bringing others back to him through Christ. So Paul's pretty much telling them in this letter, I should be able to tell a difference between you and your unbelieving peers. You're not supposed to be the same person anymore. God has filled the gap between him and us with Jesus, so it's our job to share that news with others. He's really getting on them because you couldn't really tell a difference between the way they were living and the way the unbelievers were living. So my questions for you: what makes you stand out as a believer? What separates you from the world? How can lost people see Jesus through your words and actions? If I took a poll from 100 people that know you, would they be able to tell me 100% that you are a follower of Christ?